Some photos don't just show us the past. They hold on to moments we thought were long gone. The quiet ones, the forgotten ones, the ones that shaped the world when no one was looking. Today, we're uncovering 50 rare images that reveal a lost era. Let's begin. Number 50. Bessie Coleman, the first black female aviator, was rejected by every American flight school. So, she moved to France, learned the language, and got her pilot's license in 1922, making history and inspiring generations to come. 49. An Inuit woman and her child captured between 1915 and 1925 on King Island, Alaska. This isn't just a portrait, it's a glimpse into survival, tradition, and warmth in the harshest of climates. 48. A young French girl proudly displays her cat, 1959. The pride, the posture, simple proof that joy doesn't need much more than love and a camera. 47. Two girls riding sheep, Cornwall, England, 1969. A moment that feels like childhood bottled in time, when the world felt smaller and the ride was always worth the risk. 46. Chicago's South Side, 1941. Dressed to the nines, walking with pride. This wasn't just about fashion, it was identity, dignity, a statement in a segregated America. 45. Eye care clinic in Tainan, Taiwan, 1962. Progress quietly happening behind humble walls. 44. A soldier of the US 535th Anti-Aircraft Artillery Battalion crouched beside his dog in Belgium, 1945. Companionship, loyalty, even in the coldest places. 43. A British soldier meets his daughter for the first time after returning from war in 1945. The look on his face says everything. Home isn't a place, it's a moment like this. 42. The coffin of the unknown warrior, laid to rest at Westminster Abbey, November 11, 1920. A body with no name, buried as a symbol for thousands who never made it home. 41. Freddie Mercury, riding a bullet train in Japan, 1982. Quiet, composed, a rock star just watching the world go by. 40. John F. Kennedy Jr., waiting for his father at Camp David in 1963. 1 month later, JFK was gone. The boy, the father, the future, all in one frozen frame. 39. April 12th, 1961. Yuri Gagarin becomes the first human in space. And when he landed, he said simply, "I am from space. I must find a phone." 38. Davide Chislagi riding a monowheel in 1933. A one-man vehicle that never quite caught on, but for a second, the future looked like this. 37. A dog swipes a glove from a mailman in Minneapolis, 1950. No war, no drama, just a pup with a plan. 36. 1913. A German soldier stands beside his grandfather, dressed in an older Bavarian uniform. 2 generations, 2 wars on the horizon. 35. Abraham Lincoln, beardless and thoughtful, in 1860. This is the image that launched a presidency, before the war, before the wait. 34. George H.W. Bush and Arnold Schwarzenegger, tobogganing at Camp David, 1991. A president and a Terminator, just being boys. 33. 1917. A soldier of the Austro-Hungarian army, standing inside the icy tunnels of Marmolada Glacier. The Alps weren't peaceful, they were battlegrounds of frozen silence. 32. World War I. Veterans reunite, 1978. Their bodies old, but their bond, still strong. The war was long over, the memory, never. 31. Yeoman Warders, Tower of London, 1898. Their uniforms haven't changed in centuries, neither has their duty. And just like that, we're starting to see the world through their eyes. Let's keep going. 30. A student protester flashes a peace sign at soldiers in Tiananmen Square, 1989. A silent stand in front of real power. 29. Private First Class Marjoram walking through a quiet forest in Bastogne, 1944. On his way back from the front lines, you can almost feel the relief. 28. Aftermath of a fire in Chicago, 1920. The building frozen in ice, beauty born from destruction. 27. Addie Card, age 12, spinner at a cotton mill, 1910. She worked like an adult, lived like a child, one of thousands. 26. Pele and President Gerald Ford kicking a soccer ball at the White House, 1975. Two worlds, one game. 25. A Russian grandmother holding her grandson's ears as he's sworn into the army. Volgograd, 1994. No words needed. 24. Finnish troops suited in NBC gear, 1961. Training for a war that never came, but prepared as if it would. 23. Bar patrons outside. The Squirrel, Stockholm, 1895. Hats on, pipes lighter. Life as it was. 22. Maud Wagner, the first known female tattoo artist in the US, 1907. Covered in ink. Ahead of her time. 21. A lone B-24 bomber over Romania, 1943. Of 16 cameramen on that raid, only one came back, the one who took this shot. And the further we go, the more we remember what we've lost. 20. Long Beach, California, 1910. Before the palm trees, before the sprawl, just quiet sand and sky. 19. A teenage Christian Bale, 1987, in his bedroom in Dorset. Years before Batman. Still just a boy with posters on the wall. 18. Flat tires and footballs, Washington, D.C., 1924. A generation found their own way to pump up the game. 17. Salvador Dali and wife Gala, goofing in a photo booth, 1930s. Even surrealists had soft spots. 16. James Naismith, inventor of basketball, 1927. One man, one hoop, the beginning of a global obsession. 15. Construction of Lincoln statue, 1920. What was meant to be 10 feet tall ended up 19, because some legacies need the extra room. 14. Outside the 1992 MLB All-Star Game in San Diego, a group of fans gathered around a TV set next to the trunk of a car, watching the game just outside the stadium. No tickets? No problem. They brought the spirit of the ballpark to the parking lot. Pure 90s ingenuity. 13. Gaspar Vollnerfer, 79 years old in 1917, and still serving in World War I. He had already fought in wars in 1848 and 1866. 3 generations of conflict in one man's life. 12. George Armstrong Custer in cadet uniform, 1859. A boy soon to meet infamy at Little Bighorn. 11. Pablo Picasso with a revolver, gifted by actor Gary Cooper, Cannes, 1958. 10. Pink Floyd's Wish You Were Here album shoot, 1975. 2 men shaking hands, one on fire. A metaphor captured before the flame went out. 9. Jack Milford, 1937. Invented a way to carry his baby on the ice. Innovation meets family. 8. United Airlines, executive flights, 1950s to 70s. Men only, suits only, a different kind of sky. 7. A soldier and his wife parting in 1950 as the 160th Infantry heads to Korea. An intense moment of love paused by duty. 6. British soldiers in drag, mid-rehearsal for a morale-boosting show, drop everything to man anti-aircraft guns during an air raid at Shawnemead Fort. War didn't wait for lipstick. 5. North Dakota, 1966. One of the worst blizzards in US history buried homes, roads, and entire towns under snowdrifts taller than cars. But through it all, people dug out, helped neighbors, and carried on. The storm covered everything except their determination. 4. Christmas dinner in Smithfield, Iowa, 1936. Cabbage, potatoes, and pie. And later, a woman in her 70s remembered it like it was yesterday. 3. Camberley Kate, walking through Surrey with her pack of rescued dogs, 1962. She took in hundreds because someone had to. 2. Frank Prater, US Marine, feeds a kitten named Miss Hap during the Korean War, because sometimes compassion wins the day. 1. London, 1940. In the middle of wartime air raids, a bride steps out of her home, dressed in white, steady and composed. There were bombs in the sky, but she walked forward anyway, because even in the darkest hour, she chose love. If you felt something today, curiosity, nostalgia, maybe even a tear, hit that subscribe button. We'll keep exploring the rarest corners of history together. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.